Yo, what is up? It's your boy Lump the Dog, and here it is, your last commissioner message, week number 13, Pimps, Players, and Hustlers Fantasy Fishing League. That's right. So this week I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my fishing report. And this was a trip I took out on Tuesday, out onto Folsom Lake. I had the water temp was about 54 to 60 degrees. Air temp was a low to mid 50s. Winds were about 5 to 7 miles per hour. Water clarity was about 3 to 6 feet. I mean, I took a short trip out to Folsom Lake Monday morning, launched out of Granite Bay, and got on the water about 7:30, and I fished until about 11:30 in the morning. First thing I did was check some of the shore structure rock piles and add a few island tops on the main body while I was searching for bait. Uh, Using my electronics, I was able to mark some of the scattered fish, but not enough to keep me there. The water temp on the main body was 60 degrees or so, and I was looking for a little bit cooler water, so I decided to head up a little north. On my way up north, I stopped at a few creek channels and I started to graph a lot more fish sitting on the main points in about 20 to 25 feet of water. I only had a few hours to fish, so I decided not to waste any time and I picked up the drop shot to see if I could get a bite quickly. After about 10 minutes, I managed to land two small spotted bass, only two small spotted bass. And again, this is on Folsom Lake on Tuesday, so it was just only two small spotted bass there. Hoping for some bigger fish, I decided to take out my heavy limits A rig, what you would normally do. And I put on some Molex RA Shad 3.8 inch there. I used the 3.8 inch for my jig heads and ran in the 3 inch for my teasers. I mean, what would you normally use, right? I mean, that's the things that you would want to do. I mean, a 4 inch for your teasers wouldn't really work, and a 2 inch too small, so you got to run the 3 inch. I ran some banks in the creeks, and I was not getting a bite. I mean, I couldn't get a bite at all. I noticed that I was still in only 59 to 60 degree water, so I think that was the issue. So I went ahead and I went up north to an island top that I knew would be in a little bit cooler water because you want that cooler water for them fish. Once I got to the island, I found what I was looking for. I mean, I was just putting up there, and I finally got what I was looking for. The water temp dropped down to about 56, 57, and the bait was everywhere. I was also making a lot bigger fish, so I broke out the A rig and casted it over the top of the island. On my this is crazy. On my very first cast, I got hammered by a small bass. She hit the bait so hard, and it was like someone trying to rip the rod from my hand. I couldn't believe how hard she was hitting the bait. On the very next cast, boom! Another violent strike by a 3.5 pound spotted bass. I couldn't believe it. This was what I came for. After a few more casts, I was not getting bit, so I pulled the A rig down and decided to slow down with a single ball head and a Molex RA Shad 3.8 inch. I mean, what else would you do when you're not getting bit, right? So you had to put down the A rig and then and head in with it. Had to go with the single ball head and then use the Molex RA Shad 3.8 inch. I mean, what else can you use, right? I mean, I believe that was the right choice because I was able to land two more decent fish as soon as I made that change. So great call by me, and I was able to get two more. So when you're really looking for them fish, that's what you have to do. You gotta make those changes, make those calls as soon as possible. Well, after that, I decided to give the island a break, and I headed all the way up north past the 5 mile per hour buoys. You know where those 5 mile an hour buoys are on Folsom Lake, right up there north? Yeah, I headed right past those. The water here had a lot cooler at only 53 degrees, so I was happy about that. But what I didn't like was the water was dirty, just dirty water. Folsom Lake got that dirty water. Not what I wanted to see, so I headed back towards the ramp and ended the day on the first island top I went to earlier. There were more fish on it this time in about 25 to 30 feet of water. I managed to get two more drop shot fish, then headed back in. You know, I was just like, let me get two more drop shot fish here, and let's just call this a day. For only a few hours of fishing, I thought it was a pretty good day. You know, it was pretty good for only a few hours. And my experience from Tuesday makes me believe that the bite is going to have a pretty decent winter going into this winter. So that's good to know. So that was your Pimps, Players, and Hustlers fishing report for Week 13. Good luck to everyone in the playoffs, and I'll be out on catch me on Folsom Lake or Amador Lake, or maybe even some big sea fishing here, as I showed you in the beginning. So that's it, everyone. Season's over. See you guys on March. Peace.